Welcome back. As you know, I am Eli the Computer Guy, and this is the Daily Blob, where we proudly say, Free Palestine! It's been a hell of a day here. So I'm at Web Summit here in Vancouver, and it's been a great day. I've done a couple of interviews here. I've met a lot of great people. Again, let me just say, as far as conferences are concerned, for media folks, Web Summit is just one of the best. Again, I've had media credentials for CES and Interop and all kinds of different places. And I don't know how it is for the attendees, but for the media folks, they just do a top-notch job. But you also learn the types of lessons that you don't really want to learn. Oh, the modern world is so tiring. So I went to the media area today. One of the cool things when you have a media badge is they give you free food. So if you're a blogger, you're a YouTuber, try to get that media badge. You get free lunches, free breakfasts and lunches and that type of thing. Anyway, so I go and I'm getting my lunch and I sit down at a table with 4 people, right? And so anyways, it's 4 people and it's the modern world. So we're up here in Canada and somebody says something about one of the local newspapers or media outlets or whatever. And I swear to golly, one of the people at the table goes, "Oh, they're a communist newspaper." Oh, golly. And that just goes around in circles for like a minute or two, where I'm just like, what? What the hell has happened to the modern world? But anyways, that's not the funny bit. So I'm just sitting there and I don't want to deal with any of this crap. Again, when I talk about politics with you folks, I talk about the practical reality. What does 145% tariff look like when you're deploying IoT gadgets? Anyways, that's what I try to talk about. So I'm trying to get out of this. I'm like, okay, somebody brought up the communist media. Left, right, go somewhere else. So I was like, well, at least it's an absolutely beautiful day. And it is a beautiful day. It's 80 degrees up here in Vancouver, Canada. It's nice and sunny. It's sunny, but not too sunny. Like there's a little cloud, so you go out there and you get the nice sun, but you don't bake in the sun either. Again, just fabulous day. Like truly just a fabulous day. You'd have to be a special type of person to complain about a day like today. Anyways, literally another person at the table was like, "Oh, I can't believe this weather." And it's like, what? And all of a sudden the person starts going into, it's not supposed to be this warm here this time of year. And he talks about how horrible a warm day like this is. And I guess we're still in May. And it goes into 5 minutes about how much this guy hates the absolutely beautiful day we're having. So yeah, just so all the trolls out there understand, right? So I get a lot of trolls out there. And again, I put some of my opinions out there. I try to explain to you folks how things work in the real world. And a lot of folks don't like reality. And I get it. Reality sucks sometimes. I have a family member right now going through terminal brain cancer. Let me tell you, reality bites. We said it back in the 90s and it remains true. It just sucks. But reality is just reality. I get the trolls. Again, I got the Free Palestine trolls out there right now that are just trying to hand me my ass because I'm trying to keep you folks employed. Bastard. Anyways, and what I want all the trolls out there to realize is we are now in a world. We enter a world that's so just snarky and trollish that literally you cannot say it's a beautiful day. Like I'm used to, don't get me wrong, I've dealt with some crabby people in the past, and you might not go out there and like, oh, it's rainy or whatever. And then they might say, well, the reason the rain is good is for the daffodils, right? So I mean, again, it's annoying. You say it's a crappy day outside, and it's a little bit annoying when people give you crap for saying it's a crappy day, but I've seen that before. But we are in a world where if you say it's a beautiful day, that is now a controversial topic. So just realize, dear trolls, whether you want to troll on me for Free Palestine or you want to troll on me for something else, man, this crap is just like so 2016. Trolling is 2016. We have gone so far troll, it just doesn't matter anymore. But anyways, I do want to tell you folks out there, I do take this Free Palestine thing very seriously. So I had a good long think about this as I was walking home from Web Summit. And I realized that yes, in fact, you should go to all your peers. You should go to your team lead. Possibly you should go to your boss. And you should talk to them about Palestine. You should talk to them about the horrors of Gaza. And you should all agree that in your auto signatures, you should put Free Palestine as a message, as a statement to the executives in your company. I'm serious about that. I am very serious about this. And then what I want you to do next is nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean, do not put Free Palestine into your auto signature. I want you to get as many of your tech peers, preferably leadership, putting this crap into their auto signatures as possible. And then you're just gonna sit back and you're gonna relax. And when the companies come through and they start firing people by the thousands, guess what? That is what we call an opportunity for advancement. They may be selling their kids' bungholes out behind the 7-Eleven in order to pay the mortgage, but you, my friend, you were playing the game of Survivor, and you get a promotion. What do you guys expect out of me? What do you expect out of me? Oh lordy, I've been doing videos since 2009. If you don't understand my game at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Anywho, on that note, there is actually a point to all of this, whether or not you jackasses want to hear it. So you know how I was just talking about Microsoft is laying off 6,000 employees, 3% of their workforce? Well, yeah, Facebook is laying off more low performers too. But you know how I talked about the euphemisms that the technology world has been using, basically in order to shield the executives from culpability in their failed management styles over the past half decade? Yeah, well, here's the thing. Laying off people because you effed up in your leadership position isn't a good storyline for the investors. Laying off low-performing employees shows your leadership chops for doing what needs to be done. So one of the things I've been explaining for a while now is a lot of folks are going to get fired for being low performers that were frankly doing fine. Meta quietly plans rude awakening for employees after layoffs. So they already had their major round of layoffs. And now the employees are going to get a rude awakening. And we're like, what? Wait a minute. If they already had the layoffs, how does that work? Let Eli, the computer guy, tell you a story. Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, kicked off 2025 on a harsh note when it decided to give thousands of employees the boot. In January, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced that the company's workforce would be reduced by 5% and the job cuts would be based on performance. Not on the CEO's performance, on their performance. Quote, I've decided to raise the bar on performance management and move out low performers faster, said Zuckerberg in an internal memo in January. He's an alpha dog taking charge. What has he been doing for the past 5 years? I don't know. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. He said the layoffs come as Meta plans to increasingly focus on developing artificial intelligence, smart glasses, and, quote, the future of social media. What happened to the metaverse that they put tens of billions of dollars into? Eli, you're focusing on the wrong things here. Anyways, quote, this is going to be an intense year, and I want to make sure we have the best people on our teams, said Zuckerberg. And this is one of the things I want you to be cautious about if you're working for one of the main companies. They used to be the FANG company. Facebook changed their name to Meta. Therefore, they're the main companies, which is just a metaphor. If it wasn't actual truth, I don't think I could come up with that particular metaphor. But anyways, one of the important things I want you to understand with these companies is their management, their executives have screwed these companies due to piss poor leadership for half a decade to a decade. But now they're saying you have to work harder. We will only accept intense employees in order to right the ship that they've been trying to sink. And this is something that you have to be careful about. Because again, when we talk about passion, when we talk about this kind of stuff, right? This is emotional manipulation, right? They know you're an aspie. They know girls are a scary thing, or boys, whatever the hell it is that you like. They know social interactions make you nervous and all that. So what they do is they use these words to manipulate you to make it so that it feels like you failed. Mark Zuckerberg is not an abject failure for the past couple of years because he threw tens of billions of dollars at the metaverse that nobody effing wanted, that he hired tens of thousands of employees that didn't make a goddamn bit of sense, that he hasn't innovated horseshit in, well, basically since he created Facebook. I mean, he bought Instagram, he bought WhatsApp, right? It's not that he is an abject failure as a master of the universe. It's that you are not working hard enough. Where again, if you need to pay the mortgage, you probably should work harder. I'm just gonna put it out there. But like, don't take it personally. Like, that's the thing, is you can realize that you need to work harder. You can realize you need to put more hours in, but you don't have to take it personally. You're not working harder because you were necessarily lazy before. You could have been. You're working harder because your boss is a nitwit. Anyways, however, the job cuts took a controversial turn when the fired employees later claimed they received high performance ratings from their managers in their latest quarterly review, sparking outrage on social media. So basically he said, we're getting rid of low performers. And of course, that's garbage. That's just a story. So the low performers that got fired were actually high performers. Before the job cuts started, a leaked internal memo from Meta revealed that its managers were given the thumbs up to lay off high-performing employees if they couldn't meet reduction targets solely by cutting low-performing employees, right? So the memo goes out to say you can cut high-performing employees, but we are just going to label them as low-performing employees so that people don't question what we're doing. Again, just layoffs, laying off an entire department, that looks bad to the investors. Laying off high-performing employees because you failed in your leadership position to lead your company, ergo you have to let go of valuable resources, that makes Mark Zuckerberg look bad. If you, on the other hand, label the people that have been high performers as low performers, well, then you just got rid of low performers, right? Again, the thing of the name. We eliminated low performers. Wait a minute, but the low performers got high reviews on their last review cycle. Well, yeah, but then we just called them low performers. Welcome to the world of technology. Again, to be clear, boys and girls, any of you that think I'm the a-hole, any of you that watch these videos and you're like, oh my God, Eli, the computer guy is so evil, just walk away from this profession. I am so nice. I am nice. I am polite. I am the goddamn Easter bunny compared to these demons. Anyways, now it appears Meta is doubling down on its recent efforts to edge out low-performing employees. The tech giant recently sent a memo to its managers instructing them to give more employees a, quote, below expectations performance rating. So, think about this. Management is being told to give employees below expectations performance ratings. Regardless of what their performance is. In upcoming mid-year performance reviews, which will start on June 16th, according to a new report from Business Insider. Specifically for teams of over 150 employees, Meta is allegedly telling managers to give 15 to 20% of employees, including those who recently departed the company, this low rating. So 15 to 20% of employees are going to get a low rating regardless of whether or not they deserve it, which is a higher range than the 12 to 15% requirement they had to adhere to last year. In a memo, Meta said that the upcoming round of reviews will be, quote, an opportunity to make exit decisions, and that, quote, there will be no company-wide performance terminations, unlike earlier this year. So they're just going to label people as low performers. And then It's not going to be company-wide layoffs. We're just simply going to release the low-performing employees back into the wild. A low performance rating will make an employee more vulnerable to upcoming job cuts, especially if they were previously warned about their waning performance. The move from Meta comes as many large companies, especially in tech, are making dramatic changes to their workforce to remain competitive and keep up with the pace of technology. Basically, all the masters of the universe lemmings are in line. Again, Elon Musk decides to fire 75% of the people, and then Zuckerberg decides to start firing all these people, and then Amazon decides to fire people, and Microsoft decides to fire people. They were all hiring people in lockstep, and they fire people in lockstep because these people are not visionaries. They are not rebels. They are not the people that foresee the future. They are folks that were able to monopolize certain components of modern society before other people realized that they were valuable. That is it. Earlier this year, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy released his annual letter to shareholders in which he said that he wants Amazon to, quote, operate like the world's largest startup. He highlighted that because Amazon operates in, quote, in fiercely competitive market segments, it has to focus more on moving at a faster pace. Intel is another company that's mounting pressure on its employees. Last month, Intel CEO announced that the company will be simplifying its operations to get ahead of its competitors. Quote, I am taking swift actions to simplify the way we do business and drive transparency and accountability across the company. He later emailed employees informing them that one of the changes involves conducting layoffs, which will happen quickly. Quote, there is no way around the fact that these critical changes will reduce the size of our workforce, said Tan on April 24th, so about a month ago. As more tech giants double down on restructuring their business, about 130 companies have conducted layoffs this year, resulted in over 61,000 employees losing their jobs, according to recent data from layoffs.fyi. So 61,000 tech employees have lost their jobs already, and we are not even in June. So, boys and girls, you mad that Eli the computer guy is telling you it's probably not a wise idea to put apartheid into your auto signature on your emails. You crying, whining, bitching, and moaning that I'm telling you in the Slack stream, it's probably not a good place to bring up Palestine and Gaza. Boys and girls, you do whatever the hell it is you want to do. I'm just a jackass on this side of the camera. But what I'm telling you, in the real world, the employment market the tech industry has seen for the past 10 plus years has been the actual fucking hallucination. Right? Everybody talks about hallucinations in the AI world. Man, that is chump change. The actual hallucinations is the job market in the tech world over the past decade. And that hallucination is going away the way brain tumor hallucinations go away. And that is terminally. You're done, boy. You're done. And so you can either keep fucking around or you can get back to ROI. You can get back to understanding, how does your company make revenue? What are the profit centers for your company? What do your managers, bosses, and owners actually care about? Do they have to kiss investor ass right now? Do they have to kiss customer ass right now? Are they just so fucking exhausted, they just don't want to hear your shit right now? Right? You can either focus on becoming a valuable member of the team and getting the organizational ship, in a quantum computing, direction going in that particular way. Or, man, y'all can keep doing whatever the fuck it is you've been doing for the past 10 years. Again, to be clear, I don't know what the hell you people have been doing for 10 years. Again, I've got so much of this from my viewers. They're like, Eli, you just don't understand. Again, the most controversial thing that I say, the thing that I say that gets the most argument from people, is that as a tech professional, you should choose technology to solve problems. And I literally get from my viewers, Eli, you just don't understand. Again, I get it. Every Monday, right? I do these calls with people, my students, my viewers. And again, it's never about stacks. It's never about Azure versus AWS. It's never about discussions about what actual artificial intelligence is and how to build systems that have intelligence-like, attributes or whatever else. It's always jobs. How do I get a job? And here's the thing, I'll be like, okay, what kind of work do you want to do? What? It's like, well, do you like mobile? Do you like iOS stuff? Do you like front-end development? Is that what you're interested in? Is it data, figuring out how data works? Do you like to work with technology, but you like to see the sun a lot of times and go out there and work with your hands, right? If you like the sun, you want to work with your hands, you want to work with people and technology. Again, the networking world. Again, people who run fiber cable, the people who run other cable. Again, when you're doing 5G deployments and all that kind of stuff, that's networking a lot of people don't talk about. It's all fucking CCNA. Nobody ever talks about 5G and that kind of thing, right? That might be the path to go down. Oh, you like iOS or mobile? Again, learn Swift and Xcode and that type of thing. Oh, you want to create apps or whatever for low income people in poverty? Well, you'd probably go for Android, right? If you don't got money, you're probably not buying an iOS device. So what is it, Kotlin? That's the SDK or whatever for Android. I don't get those questions. I want a job. And here's the thing I'll tell you, right? All these people want a job in technology. They don't want to do the work of technology. And it's a very fascinating thing being on this side of what you folks have to say. And it's like, yep, you people are screwed. You people are screwed. If you do not pull your heads firmly out of your asses, you're going to be selling your kids' asses behind the 7-Eleven. But anyways, what the hell do I know? What the hell do I know? I only sit down and have conversations with CEOs and business owners and decision makers and people building stuff. That's who the fuck I sit down and have a cup of coffee and a beer with and the rest of it. So hey, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Go listen to your buddy. Go listen to your buddy about, we need to tell our CEO what our politics are, by God. Anyways. Maybe if you go into your boss and you just start screaming about the weather, maybe that would save you. Like, you're really angry and you're really frustrated and you really feel like you need to take it out on somebody in a position of authority. Maybe if you just go up to your boss and start screaming at them because the day is just too pleasant. God damn it, CEO. Have you seen how pleasant this day is? I mean, it's nice and sunny, but it's not too sunny. It's like the kind of day where you can go and sit on a park bench with a cup of coffee and just really enjoy the air blowing over your flesh. CEO, I just can't handle this kind of day. I mean, that might actually make your executive so confused that they just don't know what to do with that. They're like, yeah, well, I feel like I should fire him because, he's just being kind of antagonistic and aggressive. And then he was like screaming about it being a nice day. Maybe they need a vacation. Maybe they need a vacation. Anyways, what the hell do I know? What the hell do I know? I know you can put Free Palestine, you can put apartheid in your auto signatures. And you can find out what the results are going to be in the modern world of technology, when it's not just that revenue matters, but actual profit is important again. Anyways, for the viewers that I have left, see y'all later.